And through this encounter, he kept repeating that God gives and takes away. And I asked, do you hear those birds? There's a lot of bird noise at the park. I mean singing birds. And he said, no, I don't hear any birds. He could hear me, but not the birds. Hello everybody! Today Truth Detective is here. And I have a story for you to tell, and this is a hilarious one. But it's also pretty sad. And this happened today. I was at the library to write some lines. That's my alibi. And I was there, I was just writing away my poetries and my rap lyrics. And at the park, which is pretty close to the library, there was this dude that had a very hard time staying upright. I mean, he was about to fall. And it felt like he was walking like his body was just falling apart. I have no idea what was going on. And I just asked like, dude, what is going on? Are you alright? And I bet that I was the first guy to ask him that. Then there was this tree. He just grabbed the tree and I went to him and I was pretty close and I looked at his pupils and I see that they were really constricted. Use opioids. And he just, from that tree, grabbed the tree and then, kind of fell on the ground. It's incredible what happened. There's a lot of people that just went by. I just kept asking questions from this man, like, what do you see? And like, he was looking up at this tree and there was these leaves and he said, green, they're green. And I was like, yeah, that's right. I have seen a lot of, drug addicts. He didn't seem too high on anything either. But, I just felt that this guy is not only drunk, This part of the world, it's the cops that handle these situations. I asked, do you have a phone? Can you call for help? Because I was sure that this fucker is not going to get home this night. And I was sure that he won't get home in that condition. Weird stuff going on because when he was walking, it looked like his legs and his body, they were going like and it felt like he didn't have any control over his, muscles like normal people do. It was kind of like when he was on the ground, his hands and his legs, they had these constrictions of like certain muscles had a lot of tension and other muscles were completely loose. The cops or somebody has to handle this. So I said to the man, I don't have a phone and I can't call you help. I won't call help. So there came this woman and the woman was courteous enough to call some help and it ended up being the police, which I don't really agree that should handle these type of cases at all. The cops took pretty a long time to get there, like maybe 15 to 20 minutes. So I had a lot of time to talk to this man and ask some questions. And I tried to give him my business card and it fell to the ground. And it's pretty funny because here it reads Suomi, that means Finland. And I asked from the man, what color is it? He didn't answer with the color, but he said Suomi, so I knew he can read. So I asked, what do you read then? And he said, Kurt Vonnegut. He thought for about 45 seconds to come up with that answer. But he just said Kurt Vonnegut. I was like, man, that's pretty hilarious. And that's actually a writer that represents the age that matches to this guy. We were kind of on the same page. But then I tried to go deeper. I said to the lady at some point that, yeah, just go ahead and leave. I'm going to look after him as long as the cops arrive. And I did. And, it was incredible. I asked him, what do you hear? And I asked, do you hear those birds? There's a lot of bird noise at the park. I mean singing birds. And he said, no. I don't hear any birds. He could hear me, but not the birds. I mean, he couldn't hear the birds. And through this encounter, he kept repeating that God gives and takes away. And what happened next in this story, it was fucking hilarious, because the cops, when they came, the other cop was somebody I knew beforehand. I had actually given him one of these cards, so he knew me, and he asked, have I found the truth? It was fucking hilarious because I met this cop, you know, like back in the fucking winter time, and they had stopped, you know, some car, and I just went to ask him, I mean the cop, like, how can I become a real detective?